to the Thought Snob Podcast. I'm Paula Swope. Let's get snobby. Welcome to another episode of the Thought Snob Podcast. I'm your host, Paula Swope, and my husband Will is sitting right over there. And if you've been watching us for any period of time, I hope you are enjoying this new format where Will just springs a topic or a question on me at the last minute and I have to talk about it off the top of my head. And so that's what we're about to do here today. But before he gives me my question or my topic, I want to thank you for watching, or if you're listening, thank you for listening. And if you're loving the Thought Snob podcast, please subscribe and like if you haven't done that already. And so now let's see what Will has for me today.
Again, this is something I don't know anything about. I'm no experience with astrology, don't know if I'm even asking this question the right way. But from what I understand, there is some kind of moon phase or something coming up that maybe has to do with all this Capricorn stuff you've been talking about. And I was hoping you may be able to educate me a little bit on that.
So I am not an expert astrologer at all, but I've always been very intrigued by astrology. And so I've studied it over the years and picked up on it a lot in the past year or so. So what I'm getting ready to say here is it's just a very basic level of understanding about this astrological event that's going down on July the 10th. So it's a new full moon, but everything I'm getting ready to tell you is accurate. It's just basic information. And so if you are advanced in astrology, this episode might be a waste of your time. But if you are a beginner or you're just really curious and want to learn something new, then this episode will be beneficial. And it's highly beneficial if you are a Capricorn, okay? Or if you have Capricorn placements in your birth chart. I'm December 25th, 1976. So I'm Capricorn Sun rising, okay? So on July the 10th, there is a full moon in Capricorn. So Capricorn is hosting this full moon. This is not real common. The last full moon in Capricorn was is June or July of 2024. And it was a rare occurrence. Like there were 2 full moons in Capricorn, like back to back last year around this time. But there hasn't been a full moon in Capricorn since. So it's been like 11 months or something since this happened. Capricorns can draw a lot of power from this full moon. What this full moon represents is stability, grounding, emotional maturity. So if you are a Capricorn who has some healing to do, some inner wounds that need to be taken care of, if you have any trauma or heavy emotions that need to be released, that's tied to your emotional maturity and your emotional intelligence and really just your quality of life in general, okay? Those are things that no longer serve us, right? I mean, we need to let go of those things. And it can be kind of difficult and challenging to let go of, say, emotional trauma. It's kind of like a bad habit. It's like hanging on to a bad habit. Those things feel like they make up our identity. And so it's like we're thinking, well, if we stop hating this person or we stop grieving this person or we stop being mad at this person, then who are we? Then what are we going to do then? And it's those old patterns that don't serve us anymore. And this new moon is not only about emotional maturity and grounding and stability, but it's also about evaluating what works and what don't work. And damn it, we all know what works and what don't. We know this. Now, whether we want to admit it or not, we know what works and what don't. The question is, do we ditch it or do we fix it? So once you figure out what that is, then you can tap into the energy of this full moon. And this full moon can help you, can kind of nurture you through the process of letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. But what you'll find with the energy of this full moon is you're not gonna have to work as hard at letting something go that doesn't serve you anymore, because this new moon, or sorry, this full moon in Capricorn, it will give you a surge of power, like lighting a fire under your ass to do something, okay? And it's just like you act without thinking. It's just all of a sudden one day you're like, nope, not putting up with that anymore. I am done with that. Done. There's no negotiation, there's no overthinking, there's no analyzing. You're just done, and you can feel that it is the right decision. You feel it, you're confident as hell. This full moon will give you confidence, a lot of confidence, okay? It's breaking old patterns. So if you want to know how you can use this full moon to your advantage, I'm going to tell you what to do. Now, I'm not an expert astrologer, but I do have some knowledge of astrology. I do have a lot of knowledge about Capricorns because I am a Capricorn. I've been one for 48 years, and that's the best experience you can get, is living as one and going through all of the different phases that Capricorns go through in their lives. So I'm also a certified life coach. I studied at the Chopra Center for 3 years. So everything I'm about to tell you is not only some of it is backed by science, like the life coaching piece of this, and some of the advice that I'm about to give you is backed by science. But what I'm getting to is I'm qualified to give you the advice and the guidance that I am about to give you. And whatever I say here, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And the exercises I'm about to teach you, then if you don't necessarily, if they don't feel right for you, then just play around with them and tweak them and tailor make them to fit your individual needs. I'm just going to give you a place to start, create a foundation, and you can use what I'm about to give you to the T if you want, or you can, change things here and there. But what you need to start doing is start thinking about, and I guarantee you it won't take you long, because it's already been on your mind, and I know it. It's probably been pulling and tugging at you, really. I have to stop and say this. So there was a new moon on June 25th, and it was a very odd energy shift that I felt. And I did not understand why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And then I started seeing all these people talking about having crazy dreams, vivid dreams, nausea, headaches, insomnia, throwing up, all these crazy symptoms, and they didn't know where it was coming from. And they were tracing it back to the energy of that new moon on June the 25th. The energy shift in me kind of started around that time. A few that just being done with certain things, just no negotiation. No, I'm done. It's just that's the feeling. That's what it is. That's what it feels like. It's just a confidence. There's no turning back. But about I'd say 3 or 4 days before June the 25th, I felt so nauseous. Like, and I don't usually feel nauseous. I hate that feeling, but it would not go away. Um, Insomnia, vivid dreams, just the dreams were insane, not like my typical dreams. Headache, I don't get headaches, and it just I couldn't shake it. It was just like, "When is this gonna go away?" And the day, June 25th of the new moon, I started to feel better. And I didn't say anything to Will, about what I thought might have been going on. I just told him, I said, if I don't start to feel better by tomorrow, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. There's something's not right. I don't feel good. By June the 26th, I was okay. It was the oddest thing. Was it that energy shift from the new moon? I don't know, but all signs point in that direction because I'm perfectly fine now, and I even had, blood work done, during that time. Not because of how I was feeling, it was just for a checkup with my hormone, replacement therapy doctor, and my blood work was, clean as a whistle. I mean, everything was perfect outside of my LDL levels being a little elevated. Um, Everything was fine. So, and I feel fine now, and my sleep patterns are back to normal. So I don't know. Is it woo woo? I don't know. I know how I felt. I know what other people said. I don't think that was a coincidence. Something was causing me to feel that way. So that's when I started feeling this energy shift that I'm talking about. This saying, "No, I'm done. This is not working for me anymore." Okay? This full moon on July the 10th in Capricorn will support you if you want to let go of all those things that don't serve you anymore. It will give you the confidence to let those things go. So I'll give you an example before I get into a ritual that you can do. I'll give you an example. So with me, um, we okay, we've been having a lot of construction work done at our home, and there have been a lot of contractors, plumbers, electricians, pool people, coming and going a whole lot. And for the most part, I have been really impressed by the work that they've done. But there is a company in this bunch, and we have been working with them now for a few years, and they've always been competent. They don't show up on time. They tell us they're coming. They don't. They don't do billing properly. We won't get a bill for 3 or 4 months and then get a bill for thousands of dollars with a big red stamp on it that says overdue. Okay. We're not gonna stiff anybody on a bill. We, pay our bills on time. But then it's like it's bad business. It's bad business. We pay them a war price for the service they provide, and we can't depend on them. And the actual service is high quality, the actual service, but they lack professionalism with the billing, and they don't do what they say they're going to do. They stood us up last week, and it left us in a bit of a bind. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with that type of behavior. I am the paying customer. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to stiff you on a bill. If a bill hasn't been paid, I'm going to make it right. And there's going to be a reason why it hasn't been paid. Maybe I didn't fucking get it. That could be a reason. But that's an example of something that I said, you know what? I'm not fooling with these people anymore. We need to find somebody that we can depend on and that's reliable and that uh, doesn't take our business for granted, that respects us and appreciates our business. They clearly don't appreciate our business. And damn it, people will absolutely show you who they are, what they think of you, how they feel about you, and where you stand in their world. All you got to do is sit back and fucking watch. You don't have to second guess anybody. If they respect you, if they appreciate your business, then they're going to do everything in their power to maintain a relationship with you that is good and healthy and respectful. If you are paying somebody to do something and you're depending on them to do it, and they say, okay, we'll be there tomorrow to do this thing, and then they don't show up, and then you can't reach them on the phone. Okay, really, truly, one time is enough. After one time, if something, some disaster, if they were not like a victim of some type of disaster or something horrible happened, if they can't prove that, one time is enough. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, I'm the dumbass here. Not putting up with that shit anymore. I'm just not. Full moon will support you in getting the strength and the power and the courage to axe situations like that. You don't need it. But this full moon energy is going to bring an awareness to that. Cut the cord with things that don't work anymore. Call people out. And it's just really reclaiming your power. And there's a level of emotional maturity and intelligence that has to be present in order for people to do that. And I'm not sitting here on some kind of a high horse. I'm not judging, period. I used to be one of those people. And so I can speak on it without any judgment whatsoever. I'm just passing along hard earned wisdom. Okay. Now, what you want to start doing is you want to think through the things that aren't working for you anymore. It can be as simple as if you have been going to the same place every day of your life to get lunch, and over the past few months or years or something, the quality of this restaurant's food has gone to shit, but you still go there because you feel obligated or you feel loyal to the owner or whatever, but you're showing up, you're paying, but they are not delivering the service that they used to. But you just keep going and you just end up disappointed, then you become, a little resentful and you're like, okay. That's just an example, okay? But if you're in a situation like that, then let it go. Let it go. And think about all of the situations you're in, people, places, things, behaviors, experiences, whatever it may be, that just no longer serves you. Like you're done with it, but for whatever reason, you just haven't totally ditched it or found a solution or whatever. So nail down those things, think about those things, and write down how you feel. Write down when you think maybe something stopped serving you, and think about what you are willing to release. And just write it down. Just jot it down. It doesn't have to be anything uh perfect. You can just jot notes down. It's just you and the paper. Nobody's going to see this. Nobody's going to read this. It's just you. Write all that stuff down. Think about what you want to release. Write it down, okay? What you want to do is tap into the full moon energy. July 10th, night of the full moon. Go outside, stand on the ground. Concrete doesn't count. Try to get your feet in the grass or the dirt or whatever. See if you can get into a spot where you can actually, see the moonlight. That makes it even more powerful. If you can't, you can't. That's okay. I mean, doing this is enough. It's just that gives it a little oomph, a little, power surge when you, incorporate elements of the earth into what you're doing. Okay. Any ritual, any exercise like this, I mean, you can incorporate some type of element from the earth, and you're giving it a little surge power, okay? So, with your list, think about all these things. And when you feel really, really confident about what you are releasing or what you're willing to let go of, then affirm it. And I'm going to give you an affirmation to work with. You can create your own. This is just something to work with, okay? You could say something like, I am releasing this, name the thing that you're releasing. Let's see. Uh, I'll use my own personal example about this company that we're working with. So we'll just use that as an example, and then you can just plug in your own information if you want. But so let's say I'm July 10th, night of the full moon. I'm standing there with my paper and I've written down, hey, I am releasing this company that no longer serves me. I'm no longer paying for low quality services. I'm releasing this now and I allow it. Okay, like I've got my little paper there, and so I could say I no longer have a need for paying for services that don't suit me, that don't satisfy me. I want to use the energy of this full moon to release this forever and call in things that serve my highest good. And I allow it, and I deserve to get what I pay for. I deserve to feel satisfied after paying for a service. I deserve to get what I want, and I allow it. Thank you. Something like that. So here are the steps. Think about what doesn't serve you anymore. Write about it. Write about how it makes you feel. Write about how you would write about how you would feel if you had things in your life that did serve you well, okay? And then write down what you're releasing, what you're willing to let go of, okay? And turn that into an affirmation. Go outside if you can, somehow touch the earth, do something. You don't have to spend forever outside if you don't want to. And I know this could be weather permitting. So if something prohibits you from going outside and doing this, then just get into a space, maybe in front of a window where you can see the moon and do your ritual there. So after you do that, then you want to burn that paper. You want to burn that paper. That's releasing it. That's a huge, huge surrendering act that shows that you trust the universe to do what you have summoned it to do. And you are trusting the energy of what God put here for all of us to use to help nurture you and support you through this process of releasing what no longer serves you. But then you cannot forget to throw in what you want to call in to you. So if there's something that you want that's going to replace all of these things that no longer serve you, so you're letting something go to make room to let something in. That's how it works. You got to close the door on things that don't work in order to open the door for things that do. All right. So you can't forget about that. Make sure you write about what you want to call in, and make sure that you construct design some type of affirmation to go along with that. It can be as simple as, I am now allowing everything to come into my life that I want and I deserve. I allow the abundance and the good luck to flow my way. I allow good health to bless me. Yeah, you can play around with this language. Just tailor make it so that it articulates what you want perfectly. Okay. All right, and also when you get that step done in this process, you can burn that paper too. It's left up to you, but burning a paper like that, it's very powerful, and it sends a message, and it creates the right energy because you're no longer. I mean, that's like you're communicating to the universe. Hey, I'm not chasing this. Because if you chase after anything, you're always in that want mode. You're not going to get it. You just keep chasing and chasing and wanting and wanting. But when you burn that paper, you're surrendering, you're letting go, you're trusting the process. Okay? And what I always say is, hey, if your way's not working and you're not getting what you want, then I think that all of this is certainly worth a try. And I'm going to wrap up just one more thing. Visualization, very, very, very powerful during this time. Um, Visualize what you want. If you need help doing that, there's so many resources out there, so many. I have them on my website at paulaswope.com. You can go to my YouTube channel. It's at Paula Swope, easy to find. I have tons of guided visualizations, meditations, and in those two places, they're free. You can use them right away. I recommend the two that are on my website because those don't have ads in them. And there's one in particular that everybody really, really loves. And I think it's about maybe 15 minutes, but it's a great guided visualization. It would be perfect to use during this full moon. So I highly recommend that you go to paulaswope.com and check it out. And that's all that I have for you on that today. Thank you for listening. Give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I appreciate you being here with me once again.
The Thought Snob Podcast with Paula Swope has been brought to you by Thought Snob Media in association with Special Purpose Studios. All production, mixing, and sound engineering by me, Will Swope. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Please take a few seconds to give us 5 stars and leave a review. See you on the next Thought Snob Podcast with Paula Swope.